Hi, this is Teresa from Phoenix Gate Crafts. This is a little bit of a different video than usual. Um, for one, it's super late at night. I'm not wearing any makeup or anything. You can tell I don't have any eyebrows in real life. But I'm kind of impromptu doing this video because something's it's weird. It hasn't really come up recently, but it's been coming up more often. And it's really got something to do with what's going on right now. So I figured I might as well make a video that's just talking about it, more of a conversation than anything really instructive. Though it is just me telling you something. Anyway, so something that's been going on lately that I find funny, mostly in a ha-ha sort of way, but it's that a lot of people are starting to notice that there's a lack of yarn on the shelves, which I find rather hilarious because one of my favorite yarns has been out of production and sold out at my LYS since April. And right now it's after 11 p.m. on September 1st, almost September 2nd, and I think it's hilarious. People are just starting to notice. In a ha-ha way, not in a mean-spirited way. But it's really funny to me that this is happening because it shows that there have been two types of kind of yarn people. There's the type who kind of lean towards natural fibers, and those of us who've been doing that have been having trouble with shipping. We've been having trouble with suppliers. We've been having trouble with dyers being able to dye ever since the beginning of COVID. Like, you never know what's going to be in stock at any given time. It's almost like going to the grocery store back when we didn't know if there would be eggs or toilet paper. Anyway, the thing with the yarn, though, that's been happening with natural fibers for months now, but it's really starting to show with the man-made fibers because the big corporation Yarnspirations purchased Red Heart. Pretty much, I don't remember really if it was right before COVID or right at the beginning of COVID, but they made this big announcement around about February, March, or April that Yarnspiration had purchased Red Heart. Now, Red Heart is was a huge company, and Yarnspiration is a huge company. So if you're not aware, Yarnspirations owns Bernat and Karen brands. I think they also do Lily's Sugar and Cream. Don't quote me on that though. And a few others that are some of their smaller brands. And Red Heart is huge. They have thousands, it seems, definitely hundreds of brands of yarn, types of yarn. They've got Red Heart Super Saver. They've got Red Heart Super Saver Stripes. Red Heart Soft. They had Marley Bird's Chic Sheep, and a whole bunch that some you wouldn't even realize were necessarily Red Heart if they didn't have the big old red heart on them. And because they're big companies, I don't think this merger, acquisition, whatever you want to call it, happened overnight. We just didn't hear about it until pretty much after it had already happened. And I don't know what prompted it. I don't know if Red Heart was in okay financial standing beforehand or if they were not doing very well and decided to sell. I also don't know if it was a hostile takeover by Yarnspirations. I really don't know the circumstances, and it really doesn't matter Because regardless of what happened, buying a company as large with as many product lines in as many colorways as Red Heart is an expensive and complex maneuver. Undertaking. There we go. Good word there. Undertaking. And the problems Yarnspirations in particular has been having since then, I really hope it's not indicative that they're going under, because that to happen right at the beginning of, they were doing this thing, it was probably going to be great, and then COVID happened, and now it's just a cluster storm. So yeah, people are having trouble now finding, Red Heart Chic Sheep has basically been off of the market since just after Christmas time. I think, and I love that Chic Sheep yarn, but you can't find it anywhere in stores. You can find it online, but again, haven't been able to find all the colors that you want. Another issue is that, they've really been, I think they've been shortening the Red Heart product lines, probably getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff that just doesn't sell. One of the complexities of having a company as big as Red Heart and with so many product lines and colors, sometimes it's a little hard to keep track of what's actually making you money versus what's actually costing you money. So it doesn't surprise me that since Yarnspirations purchased them, they've been really trimming the product lines a lot, which means that, with something that's so prevalent in so many countries, Red Heart ships internationally. They're a big deal in Canada and the US and probably a bunch of other places as well. Even the stuff that doesn't make a lot of money probably still makes a little bit of money, and everything is at least one person's favorite thing. So somebody's always disappointed when something disappears. But now what's been happening, so that happened at the beginning of the merger, and that's been slowly happening as they've been selling off the undesired brands. And colors and stuff. But now some of this is leaking into the Yarnspirations brands. Like, there are many colors of Karen Simply Soft that are just out of stock now. And I know that's a pretty popular brand. And the thing of it is, I'm hoping it's not an indication of how badly off Yarnspirations is. They're a Canadian company, but they have several plants in the US, so they're constantly shipping things across the border, and that's been complicated. The issues with USPS, the US Postal Service, has been just a nightmare, because our beloved president is screwing with things that he really shouldn't be screwing with. And it's just becoming this, pardon my French, clusterfuck of issues that are just not working in Yarnspirations' favor. And I'm hoping that it's just a temporary blip and they're going to get everything up and running and going smoothly, but they could have overcommitted themselves, and then the bad luck of the situation just is sending them into the ground. I really hope not. Lion Brand is good, but they don't have the infrastructure or market presence to be able to fill two large brands going out. They'll have their own supply and demand problems if that happens. And a lot of the bargain yarn, and Premier I know has been really growing lately as a brand, but they're not there yet either. So if the two big market muscles go out because now they're one market muscle. I don't know what will happen. So, but I wanted to give that explanation of, yarn is a business. It's a lot of people's business, but the acrylic in particular, acrylic and polyester brands pretty much have a corner on the market now, and they're not doing so hot. So I think the message at this point is just to have a little bit of patience with it. Don't pull your support if you really do love that brand. Don't pull your support just because they don't have the one thing in stock that you want. They're struggling and they're doing their best. Their best just isn't good enough right now. And, I'm not the biggest supporter of the largest corporations, and there's this whole thing of don't bite off more than you can chew, but also nobody saw COVID coming. Like, we didn't even know about it until December last year, and it didn't even come to the US until almost March. So this has been quite a unique circumstance that nobody planned for. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Happy crafting. Bye.